Hey people, my name is Tracy. I am the founder and owner of the shop in Milwaukee's historic Third Ward. And this is the conversation that I want to have. As you can see, we are inside of our brand new infrared sauna here at the shop in the first of two self-care studios that we are now creating. If you've known me for any amount of time, you know that wellness has always been on my mind. And creating a space where we can experience both beauty and wellness has always been a part of my business plan. So finally, in the last couple of years, I have taken time to really develop that sector of my business. Um, Long story short, there was a huge shift a few years ago, sort of like this explosion of ridiculous drama and nonsense that really helped open up my eyes to how toxic a salon environment could really be when left to its own vices. And it's not that the shop really became toxic, it's that I allowed people in it who brought toxicity to a new level. And me being non confrontational, maybe I wasn't the best leader, whatever. Either way, I decided to pause and start building the shop a little bit differently. So, what I did was I started with the internal documents, creating something that makes a little bit more sense for the big picture with anyone coming in, new stylists, whatever. And then I started to build out our boutique in the front. So, one of the first things I did was start introducing wellness beverages. And what I mean by wellness beverage is something that is loaded with herbs or adaptogens that can help you just rebalance, calm down, get some energy, build your immunity, whatever. Easy to consume herbs is really what my goal was. Then I started diving further into clean living products such as lotions, soaps, lip balms, things like that, candles that were made with more natural ingredients. I started sourcing those from all over the country, primarily from female owned businesses, which was awesome. And also brought in the artisan boutique, which is mostly driven by my family members. My sister and my granny and myself have contributed to the artistic pieces that we sell up front. We've got crochet, scarves, hats, uh, blankets, necklaces, things like that, wall pieces. And then we've got some jewelry and hair flowers and all these really great things that my sister, my granny, and I have made over the years. So super fun, but I still needed a little bit more. I wanted to have something that was bold and transformative and that could really bring some new light to the experience of wellness at the shop. Well, then my girlfriend Jessie started building out the sanctuary at her studio, Eastside Pilates. And I was just blown away by the idea. I thought it was great. I had been going down on a regular basis to the King Spot in Illinois to experience red light, sauna, hot tub, and cold plunge sessions. And, really was kind of like, yeah, why don't we? That's the 5 minute warning. So we're going to keep this moving. Why don't we bring that into our own spaces? So as she was kind of working through some of her ideas, I was taking notes, asking questions. When she opened up her space, I went over and tried it and, just really tried to pay attention to what was working, what wasn't, all of that. And take those ideas and kind of turn them into my own. I started making sure to get out a little bit more, to experience some of the other heat therapy sessions in Milwaukee, do a little bit more research. I spent some time at Hot Spell Sauna and going to all of the gyms and things like that. Now, those are traditional saunas, but the heat therapy nonetheless is the same. One of the biggest things that I have not been a big fan of is the social component of the larger saunas. And I know maybe, I don't know, like I know there's a lot of people who feel me here. So I'm not even going to really try to backtrack that at all. I don't want to chit chat in the sauna, in the hot tub, at the pool. I don't want to chit chat. Honestly, it's my time to relax at the gym, none of it. I don't really like making new friends when it comes to those spaces. It's my time to chill. It's my time to decompress. It's my time to be away from socialization. So I wanted to create 2 private studios where you could have those experiences, but not necessarily be inundated with a bunch of chit chat either towards you or around you. However, I did want to make the space big enough that if you wanted to share it with a person or 2, your close people, you certainly could do that. So this is the sauna that I picked out as a result of that. Um, After talking with Jessie for a few months and experiencing what she had to offer at Eastside Pilates, I decided to begin my research journey in January of 2025. I began first researching the red light panels because I have been the most intrigued with that. My time under the red light panels has been lickety split. I have seen improvement. Honestly, after 1 or 2 sessions, I feel totally different. I sleep totally different. When I go to the King Spa, I tend to stay overnight. I sleep in the red light room and the oxygen room. I think those are the 2 best places for me. And when I leave that place, I feel amazing for days and days. So I started researching the red light panels and then quickly shifted over to the infrared sauna. And then, of course, had to research what is the difference between red light therapy and infrared therapy. And, we'll get into that in another video, but there is a relatively distinct difference. I mean, in here, we've got, sure, I have the red light on right now, but this is actually kind of an amber light, a red amber light. It's not a traditional red light therapy treatment light. Even though it looks like that in the video, it's not, trust me. So start to know the difference, do some research. What is infrared? What is red light? Okay, so that's number one. We're going to keep getting into these things as we move forward with videos, but we're going to just kind of roll on this one. So I began my research in January. Of course, it started with a little bit of an epiphany, and next thing I knew, I was diving in really deep. I went down to Florida near the end of the month, and on my way back, it just kind of occurred to me, that I needed to split up the rooms. I was going to do one room with both modalities, just call it a day. And then I woke up from a nap on the plane and thought to myself, I have to split this up. I have to create 2 separate experiences so that people can really fully dive into this experience for themselves. And so I said, you know what, let's start with the sauna. It's cold. I want to look at something warm and have some fun with it. And that's that. So I began my deep dive into researching infrared saunas. Now, I came across a ton of brands. And just like my clients have been asking me, how do you know which one is the better brand? Well, first of all, you have to go off of your gut instinct. And second of all, you have to determine what is most important to you. So I was reading about, basically my goal was to get into the upper middle tier of saunas. And I knew that I wanted to spend a decent amount of money, but I didn't really want to go over $10,000 and get something custom or whatever. So I ended up narrowing down to a brand called Sunlighten, a brand called Clearlight, and another offshoot brand. I can't remember what it was, something I had found on the internet. Well, I was kind of tripping because all of the reviews had indicated that I would not have support once the equipment came. At least I wouldn't have direct support. And I'm not a real big third party person. That's not my thing. I want to deal directly with the company that I'm purchasing from and not some random technician who's showing up in Milwaukee because the company is based out of California. So it wasn't sitting well with me. I was kind of hemming and hawing, dragging my feet on the purchase. And then one day I was sitting and said, you know what, you just got to research this a little bit differently. So I researched infrared saunas near me. I think I said infrared sauna distributors near me. And the first thing that popped up for the first time, which, like, how do these analytics work? I don't know why the matrix doesn't shoot out the closest distributor near you right out of the bat. It's so weird, but whatever. So I find at the top of this list, Good Health Saunas in Waukesha. I'm like, wait, what? In Waukesha? It's right there. So anyway, I never do this, but I immediately called the phone number, and guess what? Eric answers the phone, gives me the lowdown for 45 minutes straight. He gave me so much information. I wasn't even a purchasing client yet, and he shared everything he could with me in that 45-minute period of time, and never once made me feel like we were on the phone for too long or anything. He answered every question. He gave me all the information that he could. And from there, we built a really amazing relationship right out of the bat. So he invited me to come check out the showroom, which I did about a week later, and spent 2 hours with me in the showroom. I mean, listen, I was over it. I was like, this is it. This is who I'm purchasing from. This guy's amazing. And after experiencing several of the other saunas, which they have right in their warehouse, I was really, I was assured that I was making the right decision. Beside the fact that they are right in Waukesha, they have free delivery, free installation, and a lifetime warranty. Plus, the quality of the material is so extraordinary. I mean, this is a solid piece of equipment. Solid. You should have heard some of the panels I was knocking on in the other saunas. They sounded like that flimsy, remember the super flimsy doors from the 80s that were like, if you hit them too hard, a corner might have peeled off or something like that? Terrible, those hollow doors. That's what the back of a lot of these saunas feels like. And that is not what I want to be spending all of my money on, is shoddy work. So anyway, these guys are right there with the manufacturer, designing and building and ensuring quality construction all of the way. So after talking to Eric for all of that time, I was hook, line, and sinker in. And here we are. Good Health Saunas is amazing, and I cannot recommend it more. I couldn't, I just have gone on and on and on, and I'm so looking forward to Eric coming and giving me a lesson on sweat therapy, which he offered to do sometime in the very near future, so that I can learn even more and share with you even more about all of this. In the meantime, for the last 2 minutes, here's what I'm going to tell you. First 2, 3 days, I noticed I drank less coffee. First 2 weeks, I noticed that I had better energy. My posy vibes were coming back. I have been suffering, you guys. I have been bummed out, stressed out, and basically depressed for the last several years. I have realized that I have made a lot of bad decisions in my life, and I've been trying to kind of like reel that in and create new boundaries and create new space for myself so that I can heal and grow, not just as a human being, but as a professional as well. And, I think that that's been key for me. So, 2 weeks in, I noticed my posy vibes coming back. It's not like I'm running around happy go lucky, but when stress occurs, it seems to just roll off of me a little bit more like it used to when I was young. And I can't tell you how grateful I am for that. My skin looks amazing. It's so shiny, so glowy. And a couple of my friends have even told me that I look younger than ever. Listen, I'll take it. And lastly, I have noticed a significant shift in the amount of water weight and swelling that I hold on to on a regular basis. So inflammation doesn't tend to affect me as much in the summer as it does in the winter, and joint pain. But I definitely notice water retention in the summer, and I have not had any water retention this year at all. I know it's because I'm sweating it all out. I feel good, I look good, and I definitely want you guys to feel the same way. So if you want more information, hit me up, text me, call me, send me a direct message, whatever. Let me know what's up. And thank you so much for listening to this conversation I want to be having.